Hi, it's great to see everybody back in school, back working. I hope all of you, whether you're in school or you're at home, are all keeping well and that we're all able to get through a very strange time again um, as successfully as we got through the last lockdown. So, what I want to talk to you about today is, I think, probably the single thing that unifies everybody. It doesn't matter whether or not you are a student, a member of staff, a parent. The one thing that we've all got in common at the moment is an enormous amount of stress. And I'm not just talking about, a little bit of stress. Many of you will have been feeling very stressed over the last term, and things don't seem to be improving. So I want to be able to give you some clues and tips and ideas about how you might deal with stress, because your brain might well look a little bit like that image that's on the screen in front of you at the moment. There is, in fact, a National Stress Awareness Day, but I don't want to get stressed about the fact that I've missed it. But stress itself is really a very dangerous and pernicious thing. It can, you can keep on adding elements of stress to people's lives, but there is eventually a point at which things fall apart. And the image of the bridge in front of you is exactly like that. There is finally some element which will finally make us crack. So, how do we avoid it? Well, that is what causes stress. To think through those things means that you do need to think about what actually matters to you. I'm going to talk in general, but not all of these things will apply to you. Some of them will. And there may well be some things that apply to you that I haven't mentioned or I don't talk about now. The first element is quite definitely work. For many of you, trying to stay on top of all of the demands of schoolwork, particularly those of you in year 11 trying to manage the revision for exams. You don't know whether they're going to happen or not, what's happening with your mocks. That is a major source of stress. Relationships. Those of you who are in years 9, 10, 11 may well find that, your relationships with, if you've got a partner, that suffers because you are not able to focus, not able to concentrate, not able to meet each other, not able to do the stuff that you normally would do. And that is going to be a source of stress. Exams. Well, yeah, that's an obvious one, but equally, not exams is also a source of stress for some of you at the moment. On that, can I just reassure year 11 that your GCSE exams, according to Mr. Williamson, have been cancelled. You may remember that I mentioned that might happen in September. The one thing that is crucial is that you remember that you need to be working, doing the best that you can, because your grades this year will come from teacher assessment rather than from external exams. But we still have to have evidence for what we put down for you. Worries, another source of stress, and many of you will have worries about family, worries about friends, worries about things that are going on in your lives that may well cause you an element of stress that's just beyond what we can imagine in school. Guilt is another one. There are so many of you who email me to say, really sorry, Sarah, I didn't get this piece of work done, or my laptop was playing up and I couldn't get on that Teams meeting. And there's an enormous temptation to give in to that feeling of guilt and being overwhelmed by stuff. And there are other pressures outside the general format of school, pressures at home, pressures to try and keep yourself and your family safe. These are all enormous causes of stress. Stress isn't always bad. A little bit of stress helps us get things done. The fact that it's only 10 minutes now that I've got left to get this assembly finished and get it loaded, that gives me the stress necessary to get this done and do it all in one go. Too much stress, though, really does impact on you. It can make you ill, it certainly can make you very unhappy, and it can stop you achieving, it can stop you doing your best. It's definitely not a good thing. So what can you do? Well, think about stress as something like a bucket. Some stuff puts stress into your bucket. If you look at that screen on the right hand side, all of those things actually add to your bucket of stress. Your workload, being ill, being poorly, you or other people, getting negative feedback, being unhappy, falling out with your friends, not being certain about what's going on, having deadlines that you've got to meet, not really being sure about what you're expected to do, money worries, not just for you, but for families as well, other people letting you down, stressing about the other stuff that your family are having to deal with at the moment, having lots of things that you're trying to juggle, not getting enough sleep, not getting the right quality sleep. All of those things are adding stress to your bucket. What I want to talk about is what you can do to actually manage your stress, the things that actually can help you to reduce the stress in your stress bucket. What can you do to try and make things better for yourself? There are, I think, the 6 top things that you can realistically do. Number 1, take control, do something. If you are suffering from stress, just try and concentrate on one thing that you can do it, get it done, get it out of the way, then move on to the next thing. Talk to someone. You're not expected as a teenager to be able to manage all of the stresses of life on your own. If you can't talk to your parents or your siblings, then you can talk to us in school. If you email us, you'll always get a reply. It may not be immediate, but you will always get a reply, and we will try and find you the help that you need. The crucial thing, I suppose, and I've always believed this, is that you can only worry about stuff that you can do things about. What you can't do anything about, you just have to accept. That's just the way it is. And trying to worry about things you can't do anything about is utterly pointless. Try and be as healthy, as physically healthy as you can. So trying to make sure that you eat properly, trying to make sure that you keep a normal sleep routine. It's really easy if you're when we're in lockdown to try and, to not keep a normal routine. But if you try and get up at a normal time, you try and keep a routine that's the normal routine that gets you through in school, it will get you through lockdown as well. Take some exercise. Go and actually physically do something. I really struggle to get my boys to go and take exercise when they're in lockdown because they quite like playing football or rugby or going to play a team sport, but they're not so cool on doing stuff for themselves. And actually, it is just as important. Go for a walk, go for a run, go and do what you can. Go and do a bit of cold water swimming, but only with other people around. Plan. Be realistic. Try and make sure that you are in control, that you say, right, this is what I'm going to try and get done today. If I manage to do it all, brilliant. If I don't get it all, well, some of it can go on to tomorrow and some of it won't get done. The other really important element for managing stress is knowing when to stop working. I know that those of you who've had time spent talking about exams, you will know that you actually have to have a reasonable view of being able to break it up with stuff that you can do yourself. So program time to go on the Xbox, program time to phone your mates, program time to go play football, program time, do stuff that breaks up the time that you're actually spending working and the time that you're spending helping your family. But don't be afraid to give yourself some time off. There are lots of benefits to exercise. Again, the exercise that you take depends upon the sort of person you are and the sort of things that you've got access to. If you can swim, if you can run, if you can do yoga or Pilates, or just go and walk the dog. If you like dance, dance. If you like art, do some art for yourself. Try and find stuff that you can do that will actually allow you to relieve your stress. Music, writing, do something. Try and actually focus on the stuff that matters to you and actually give yourself the opportunity to do things that you enjoy. I come back again to the fact that sleep is so important. Proper sleep, actually putting your screen down, leave it downstairs, switch it off, go to bed and get your 8 hours in, get back up again, ready to work again. It's really important that you try and maintain normal sleep habits. 10 tips to stress less. Okay. Look for opportunities. Go for a walk. Focus on things you can control, not on the stuff that you can't. Ask for help if you need it. Be nice to other people. Compliment other people. Talk to other people in a way that gives them the opportunity, because they're feeling stressed as well. Get involved in things that you can believe in. Those of you who are doing the Duke of Edinburgh Award, you can still do volunteering even when we're in lockdown. There's still stuff that you can do because there's always people around you who will need your help. Reminisce about good times. Create a scrapbook for yourself. Think about the times that you have enjoyed. Print out some of those thousands of photos that are on your phone and try and actually remember for yourself the good times. Go to bed a bit earlier. I've already talked about that. Breathe. One of the elements that you will talk about, certainly if you've had any sessions to do with managing stress, is learning how to do circular breathing. Take a dance class. Yeah, even Mr. Clark has taken a dance class in the past, but I'm not going to talk about that now. It's too horrifying to think about. Okay, I'm going to finish off by giving you the opportunity to watch a video that was made, which I think is really quite good because it just covers everything that you might want to do by way of coping strategies for managing stress. So have a watch of this and see if there's anything that you can find from this that you might actually be able to take on for yourself, and see if you can think of one thing this week that you can do that will change your normal routine. My apologies for the somewhat dated graphics in this, but I think the symbolism of this is really good. Have a listen.
This is the A to Z of ideas and ways to help you cope. A is for activity. Be active, move, do more of the things you enjoy. B, breathe. Take deep breaths in and long, slow breaths out. Count to 10, then start again. C is for create. Find creative ways to express yourself. What other ways are there to be creative? D. Distract yourself. If you are in crisis and need to stay safe, try to distract yourself by keeping busy. For example, watch TV, play a game, or read a book. When you feel calmer, you will be more able to tackle the distressing thoughts and feelings. E is for exercise. Get moving. Run around or do some sport, go to the park or playground and have some fun. F. Friends and family. Friends and family are important. Spend time with the people that make you feel happy. G is for goal setting. Break tasks down into small steps. Focus on one at a time. H is for helpline. Call Childline. If you feel you can't speak to a parent or teacher, they will listen and offer you help. I is for ice. Cool down, have an ice cream or a cold shower to lower your temperature to help keep your body and mind calm. J, joke. Find something to make you laugh. K, keep a scrapbook of the places you have been and things you have done. It will remind you of happy times and of your achievements, things to be proud of and feel good about. L, list 3 things you can hear, 3 things you can see, 3 things you can touch. This will help you to focus your mind on the present moment, the here and now. M is for music. Listen to your favourite music. N is for nurture. Look after yourself by making sure you eat and drink. O, organise. Do one thing at a time. Tick things off a list so you can see how much you are getting done. P is for pets. Spend time looking after and playing with an animal. They are great for cuddles. Q, quiet time. Keep things calm and peaceful around you. R, relax. It's important and okay to take a break. How do you like to chill out? S is for support networks. Who's around you that you can lean on for support? Friends, family, teachers, youth clubs, helplines? T, try something new. Try an activity or hobby you haven't done before. You might find something you enjoy and are good at. U, use your talent and strengths. Focus on what you do well and do more of it. This will build your confidence. V is for visualize. Picture your calm or happy place. Maybe you could draw it and put it somewhere to help you focus on other thoughts and images. W, write it down. Keep a diary or blog. Get it out of your mind and onto paper. X is for Xbox. It's okay to have downtime and have fun. Y, you can do it. Positive self-talk can help you believe in yourself. Well done, keep going. Z, sleep on it. Sometimes things feel better when we have a good night's sleep. If you want to find out more, get in.
Okay, I hope from there you'll have picked something, some idea, some kernel of something that you think you'll be able to carry on this week and actually try and improve your life and decrease your stress levels. I hope you've all enjoyed listening to this. I hope everybody gets something out of it. I really look forward to seeing you all back in school as soon as can be. Thank you all for listening. I'm now going to clock off this.